There for more on the upcoming vote, I spoke to Anders ASlund. He's a senior fellow at the Peterson Institute, and I asked him how the Ukraine tensions with Russia will play out in the elections.
Russia does not want the elections to take place, or President Putin said so until the 7th of May. Then he realized that they will take place, so therefore he's saying now that he's going to accept them, but clearly he doesn't like it, and clearly he would like to destabilize Ukraine so that the elections do not look legitimate.
Now, the elections will take place. A candidate will be chosen somehow. Is there one that he would prefer or one over the other?
I don't think that matters much. What he would like to see is that none of the candidates stands out. And now we are seeing the contrary situation, that one candidate, Petro Poroshenko, has a big majority in the opinion polls. So the question is rather if he will win in the first round, that is get more than 50% of the votes cast, or whether there will be another round 3 weeks later.
Is there one that is good for the Ukrainian people?
The four main candidates have all been top ministers. So that is not the question. 3 of them have been big businessmen. And Petro Poroshenko, you can say, is the most self-made businessman who has built up a real business from a rather small enterprise being in chocolate, something that people know and like.
So then there's the other side of this. There's the West, obviously, the United States, the rest of Europe. Is there a preference in terms of who the right candidate might be to lead that country forward?
Yeah, I think that the big preference for the West is that the elections are democratic, free and fair, and that they are fully legitimate. And then the West tries not to have too strong views upon who is being elected. But clearly Petro Poroshenko is highly acceptable to the West since he's pro-Western, pro-market, and speaks excellent English.
Now, the West has offered assistance financially to Ukraine, especially for their economy. They have, obviously, the gas dispute with Russia they're working on right now. Is there a candidate that's best for the economy?
Difficult to say, but Poroshenko, who's now the candidate who stands out, is a strong executive, and he has good experience. The number 2 candidate, Yulia Tymoshenko, has been prime minister twice under difficult conditions. She's also a very strong person, and she's also pro-Western. So the political views are almost identical.
There's been a large focus from the international media between the dispute on gas between Russia, Ukraine, and the rest of Europe. Locally and domestically, do the citizens of Ukraine, how much are they focused on that dispute?
I do think that it's quite important, and the gas price in Ukraine is ridiculously low. It's 15% of the cost of the gas, so it's heavily subsidized. And now the government is increasing it by slightly more than half, or did so on the 1st of May. It needs to be increased much more. And this is one of the most sensitive social issues.
For investors around the world who are looking at not just Ukraine, but also its neighbors as well, they're looking for stability. They're looking for an economic viability, that things will continue either the same or obviously an improvement from here. What happens next after the elections?
The West will be very happy if there is a clear result in the election. I think that the Kremlin is likely to have to accept it and will turn its attention elsewhere. Ukraine itself will adopt a new constitution rather soon and probably have new parliamentary elections in the fall, and economic reforms in Ukraine that have gone quite far with the IMF program are likely to continue on track.